Everyone who uses the tube knows how overcrowded it gets in the rush hour. In the last 5 years, passenger numbers have risen by 70%. But it's LRT's plan to increase fares to restrict the growth of peak hour travel, which has angered the Consumers Association. They say LRT are abusing their position and want the Monopolies Commission to investigate.
If anything, perhaps the people's perception of the quality of service on the Underground is that it's getting worse, certainly getting no better. And also, more recently, when they were talking to the Parliamentary Select Committee, the Chairman and Chief Executive of London Underground were talking about dealing with overcrowding simply by putting up the price of tube fares to try and contain the number of people using the service. And we don't think that's a very satisfactory solution. So they're the main reasons.
Passengers we spoke to said they were already paying too much for a poor service.
Compared to European cities, appalling. About 50 years behind the times.
What do you think about the fares?
They're ridiculously high.
Maybe they need more trains on at rush hour. That might be the best way of reducing overcrowding.
Well, we aren't pricing people off. We have to manage the way in which the Underground is used and make it safe. In order to manage it safely, we need to limit the growth of traffic on the Underground. And we can't think of any other way of doing it than by some limited increase in real fares.
They're also unhappy about the services on the Underground and the overcrowding. What do you say to that?
Well, we do have plans to increase the capacity of the Underground. We intend to increase train miles by something like 9% over the next 4 or 5 years. But really, we do need new infrastructure, new lines, and that'll take longer to come. It'll be at the mid-1990s before we can provide the additional capacity that we really need to handle the increase in traffic that we expect.
The Monopolies Commission say they're considering an inquiry, but it now looks certain Londoners will be paying between 10 and 15% more to travel on the tubes next year. Meanwhile, a powerful all-party Commons Transport Committee report out today calls for more investment in Network South East to help reduce overcrowding. The MPs also call for a better ticketing system. They want London Underground to increase the number of platform staff so passengers feel safer. The report calls for new roads and better maintenance and says Channel Tunnel road schemes may be inadequate and need to be immediately accelerated. It says more money must be spent urgently to stop adverse effects on the quality of life. This is Mike Pearce for Thames News.